Okay, what's going on, guys? It's your boy J Dog back with UFC 327, dog. Um, it's a pretty good pay-per-view card. We did Joshua Van did get moved now to 328. We lost what else? We lost another fight. Benil Dariush, Manuel Torres. So a couple things falling out, but it's still a pretty good pay-per-view card overall. We're going to break down all these fights, talk about them real quick time here, and get through these. So, it is what it is, man. Let's get into the predictions. All right, we're on Tapology today because the UFC has not updated their website with the right fights and the right bout order and everything. So, we're on Tapology today. We're gonna do the predictions. So starting off the first fight, Charles Radtke versus Francisco Prado. I'm gonna go with Charles Radtke. Francisco off a couple losses now. I think 3 in a row, and his last one he looked all right, but he still lost it. Radtke looked good in his last fight, got the sub, and honestly, his loss to like Mike Malott, who's decent, and lost to Prates. That's a really good guy. So I think Radtke's just a bit better. He's gonna get it done. Yeah, not much to say on that one, man. We'll move on. Kevin Gastelum versus Vicente Luque. Two unks, two OGs, I'd say. Sorry. But I am gonna go with Kevin Gastelum. He was all right against Joe Pyfer in his last fight. No, it wasn't even that. It was Dustin Stoltzford in his last fight, right? Dude, and this was like not a great fight, and then this one's not bad. Beat him, like, but I just think Luque's a little more washed, man. Like his one recent win is Themba Garimbo, I'm pretty sure. Other than that, go Joel Alvarez, Kevin Holland, Joaquin Buckley, Jeff Neal, Bilal Muhammad, RDA's old and stuff, right? And that was at no, that was okay, whatever. But yeah, man, I think I'm gonna go Kevin Gastelum, just a bit better at this time of their career, and so Kevin Gastelum's the pick. That's what I'm going with there. Now this one. Marquel Mederos versus Chris Padilla or Padilla. Pretty I'm gonna go with Chris Padilla. I know he's 11-1. He's the underdog though. Okay, I didn't know he was the underdog, but I know he's 11-1. But Chris Padilla's been looking pretty good in the UFC. Oh, right. Tapology has all this stuff. I don't even look at this stuff. So a lot of people think he's going to win regardless. I don't use Tapology, man. I just use the UFC website. But, damn, that's kind of sick. All right. I'm going with Chris Padilla. Or Padilla. My bad, bro. But I just think he's a bit better. He's looked good against better opponents, I think. And I probably was going to... It was originally Nazim Sadikov to fight Marquel. So I was probably going to pick him anyways. Nazim. So now I'm going to pick Chris. So regardless, I think Markel's going to lose. But so we're going to go with Chris Padilla. I don't know how to say his name, guys. All right. Let me just use my brain and do this real quick time. My bad, bro. A little slow. Okay, moving on. Tatiana Suarez versus Lupita Godinez. I am gonna go with the underdog, Lupita Godinez. Why? Because I never watched a Tatiana Suarez fight in my life, except for her last two. And because she was out for a while, and I wasn't watching back when she was fighting. But was the favorite against Zhang Wei Li, where she got beat on, like clearly, like obviously clearly lost, but like just beat on, no success. And then the thing that's throwing me off is her last fight against Amanda Lemos was close, bruh. I'm not super confident Tatiana was like, well, I was confident Tatiana was gonna win, but I wasn't super confident on, like, it was close. That's all I'm trying to say, man. Lupe Godinez. Does it say who these were against? All right, so Mackenzie Dern and Vinda Jandiroba are her most recent losses. Which one's the champ? One of them literally just won yesterday, and the other, they both just fought for the belt, and the other one just fought yesterday and won. So not horrible losses. And I don't know, I think Lupe's pretty good. So I'm gonna go Lupe Godinez as the underdog, first underdog of the card. And yeah, Tatiana Suarez can go back with Patchy Mix on with another loss, because holy piss, this fighting couple, bro. Moving on, Mateusz Gamrot versus Esteban Ribovics. Now, I feel like most people are saying this. I'm gonna go with Mateusz Gamrot. They keep giving Gamrot these unranked guys. I mean, he obviously got the Oliveira fight short notice, but you know, Ludovic Klein, and he just beats Ludovic Klein. Now they're giving him Esteban Ribovics, and I think he's gonna beat him. Esteban's a very good volume puncher, lot of volume, very accurate, pretty good striking. But I think Gamrot's gonna get the takedowns, and I think he's gonna just outdo him on the ground wise. I don't know if he's gonna finish him, but I think he's just gonna control it with control time and get the decision. Maybe 29-28. I think Ribovics might get like the first round or something if he can do pretty good strike in there. But overall, I just think Gamrot's gonna be able to do more, mixing in the takedowns. Doing a bit on the feet, obviously, but mixing in the takedowns, keeping Esteban on his toes, throwing in strikes to mix it up. I think Gamrot's gonna do more and win this one. Yeah, big jump. I think he's like number 8. Gamrot's number 8 or 9 in the rankings. So big jump for Ribovics. Wish he got someone a bit lower, like 14 or 13, because then you could get ranked. But unfortunately, he has to go up against Gamrot, and he's not gonna be getting the ranking. So going with Mateusz Gamrot on this one, man. All right, this is one of my. This one and the next one are like my two. No, I got 3. Like, who do I pick? Kevin Holland versus Randy Brown, bruh. Now, I would pick Randy Brown. Bro, what the... Okay, wait, what? Okay, hold up. This is what... I'm going with Randy Brown, all right? I'm going with Randy Brown. Randy Brown lost to Brian Battle. I thought he beat Brian Battle, but he lost to him. Then he obviously beat Nicholas Dalby, and then lost to Gabriel Balfi. Which isn't a horrible loss. It's not great, but it's not horrible because he's decent, but not a great loss to lose by a knee like that. But I'm gonna go with Randy Brown just because, you know, you can't trust Kevin Holland. And he's coming off a loss to Daniel Rodriguez, which is a pretty bad loss. And then, obviously, that super weird fight to Mike Malott. They're probably going to post that fight for Mike Malott on YouTube for hyping up Mike Malott for his main event in 2 weeks. But I was in Vancouver. I was watching that live in Vancouver. And so, it's different watching it from the crowd. And so, I'm going to have to rewatch it from the broadcast type view and rewatch that fight, because there was like double knees and it took forever to start, and I couldn't hear what the ref was saying to Holland at the time, and I gotta rewatch that fight. But overall, Kevin Holland lost that fight, and so I'm pretty sure I'm sure Kevin Holland's gonna lock in and win this one. As soon as I'm not gonna pick him. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Randy Brown. Just because he is pretty good. He did have a hiccup in his last one. But Kevin Holland's just so unreliable. But I'm really torn on this one, though. I'll be honest. This one I'm really torn on. I don't know who. This one's really close. I think it's close. We'll see what happens next week when the fight actually happens. But I'm going to go with Randy Brown on this prediction, man. Yeah, because I was just looking at his record. And obviously 15-12. But it's just like Mike Malott lost, Rodriguez lost. And then it's like Luque he beat. But Luque's kind of washed. Beat Gunnar Nelson, who came off the couch, not off the couch, but off of like a 1.5, 2-year layoff. And then lost to Rainier, which isn't horrible. Lost to Roman Dolidze, was a rib injury. And then like all his Zajac he won after he got dropped with an armbar. And then lost to Page, lost to Jack. Jack split is crazy, dude. And then beat Chiesa. You know, like his wins aren't great. His losses are to good. His losses are to good people, I guess. No, sorry. His losses are to decent people, and then it's like Roman Dolidze, Daniel Rodriguez, Mike Malott. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with Randy Brown. I'm talking too long on this fight, bro. I'm going with Randy Brown. Patricio Pitbull versus Aaron Pictogram. I would love for Patricio Pitbull to win this fight, man. And see Aaron Pico out. There's just so much hype around Aaron Pictogram. And seeing him as the favorite against Laurel Murphy and then seeing him get slimed out was pretty nice. It's just Patricio Pitbull's 38 years old and did nothing against Yair. And then had a close fight with Dan Ige, where he did win that one, but it was close, man. Like, he got dropped. I'm pretty sure he got dropped, if I remember, but he's 38. He's older. Hasn't had the best UFC run. He's 1-1 with his loss being really bad because he looked horrible, and his win being not that great because it was close. But I just don't know if I can trust him at 38 years old to win this one against Aaron Pictogram. Because I'll be honest, Aaron Pictogram, he looked pretty good in the Lerone fight. You know, his boxing was pretty decent. He was shooting on those takedowns. He did get a couple takedowns. He did get hurt by Murphy a couple times where he was forced to shoot. And then obviously got slimed out. Every time I say slimed out, you know I'm playing the clip just because it's beautiful. But yeah, I'm gonna go with, prediction-wise, I'm gonna go with Aaron Pictogram because I feel like he is a bit better and he will win this one. But I will not be mad if I get this prediction wrong and Patricio Pitbull wins because, you know, I'll take the loss if I get it wrong. But to be safe, I'm going to go with Aaron Pictogram. Yeah, probably by, well, who cares? Decision. Who knows? Bro got slammed out in his last fight. Moving on to the main card now. Open up the main card. Cub Swanson versus Nate Landwehr. Now, I am going to go with Cub Swanson, baby. I'm going to go Cub Swanson. I know it's been a year and 4 months since Cub Swanson last fought. But he looked good, man. He was beating Billy up really good and just couldn't get the knockout in the first 2 rounds, like piecing him up, beating him hard, and couldn't get the knockout. And I was like, dude, this guy's head's made of stone. He's not getting knocked out. And then third round, he slimes him out. So we like that. This loss to Andre Fili, split decision. I literally thought Cub Swanson won this one. So kind of crazy that he lost it. But I thought he won it. That one's fair enough. Leg kicks, right? But he's 42 years old, which is a little scary. But Nate Landwehr's 37. But yeah, lost to Morgan Charrier. Fair enough. Duhu Choi, yeah. Then like Jamal Emmers win. He's losing to decent guys. And I know everyone wants a Nate the Train post-fight speech, but I'm sorry. I want Cub Swanson. This is his retirement fight, I'm pretty sure, too, he said. So I want Cub Swanson to go out on another dub, on a win. Retire with a win. In an exciting fight. This could be fight of the night. Probably not, because they're going to give it to probably Jiri and Carlos, probably, just because they're the main event. But this could be fight of the night, and I'm going to go Cub Swanson to win. I could see him getting the knockout, but yeah, we're going to go Cub Swanson to get this one done. I like Cub Swanson, man, so I hope he gets it done. Moving on, Dominick Reyes versus Johnny Walker. Now, people say it's the chin versus chin battle, right? Who's gonna get knocked out first, right? Who got knocked out in their last fight? Dominick Reyes. Oh, right. He did. Who beat up a first round KO artist? Who beat a first round KO artist? Johnny Walker did, and he didn't get KO'd. I don't know what the piss I'm trying to do here, bro. I'm going with Johnny Walker, all right? I'm going with Johnny Walker. Dominick Reyes. You know, the Jacoby win's pretty good. That's a good win. The Nikita Krylov win, I mean, he did just beat Mederos, but he also did get shinned by Bogdan, so whatever. And then he obviously fought Carlos Alberg, who's fighting for the title. But that fight sucked, dude. What I remember is they literally were dancing at range for like 3 minutes of the first round. And not dancing, sorry, jumping. They're just jumping. I'm ready to go. And then like Alberg like bing bing just finds him out. So I felt like that was a pretty bad performance. Nothing happened except for the knockout. Like no jab. Like dude, what? Like genuinely, what happened? I don't think anything happened in that fight. I don't think he had anything. I know it was probably dude. Does it say how long? Let's see. It doesn't. We're gonna move on quickly, bro. My bad. How fast was the fight? Did it say? Okay, so it's 4.5 minutes. So it was in the first round, but 4.5 minutes. But I just felt like nothing happened. I felt like they literally just jumped at range, doing nothing the whole time, and then Alberg got the finish. So not a great last look. And then the Nikita Krylov wins, whatever. The Jacoby finish is good, right? And then obviously I think losses before. Oh no, he had one more. What did he? Dustin Jacoby. Oh, how could you forget about the great Anthony Smith, man? We're not going to talk about that. Johnny Walker, lost to Magomed Ankalaev, fair enough. The Ozdemir loss, it's whatever, man. And then beat Zhang Bingmang. Runs in for the takedown, goes on bottom position, and finishes the fight in the second round with leg kicks. Johnny Walker is just a funny, entertaining guy. I'm going with him to win this one, all right? I could have just yapped all that just for Johnny to get chinned in the first round. Yeah, we're going to see what happens. But I'm going to go with Johnny Walker. I hope he wins, man. Curtis Razor Blaydes versus Josh Hokit. Why do they keep doing this to Blaydes, bro? Where they keep giving him these unranked guys. I know people are probably going to pick Josh Hokit because all Blaydes looked trash in his last fight against Kuniev, right? He literally had like a torn something, bro. I don't know what it was, but he had something. All right, he had something torn. But I'm gonna go with Razor Blades to win this one. All right, Josh Hokit. What does he do? He wrestles. Does he have striking? Not really, bro. But he loves to wrestle. He loves to wrestle you and do nothing with the wrestling. And Curtis Blaydes a wrestler, man. And so I think Curtis Blaydes gonna, have good takedown defense, be ready for the takedowns, and be able to reverse him and do well on the ground. And so, not sure why Josh Hokit's getting the number 5 guy in the rankings, but Curtis Blaydes gonna win this one. I'm pretty confident in that. Hokit's only like a slight underdog. Oh my days, near even. Yikes. Anyways, split decision. That's crazy, dude. Oh my gosh. I'm going with Razor Blades, man. And if Razor Blades lose this, I'm actually genuinely gonna be pissed off because the heavyweight division. I know everyone said it's already cooked, but like Tyrell Fortune in there, Riz Van Gooniev in there, like those two guys high ranked, like number 8 and 6 or something. It's so cooked, dude. And so if Josh Hokit gets ranked and high up there, it's just so over, man. So I'm really praying Curtis wins this one. I also think he is gonna win this one, and that's that. Now, Azamat Murzakanov versus Paulo Costa. I am going to go with Azamat Murzakanov. Not super confidently, though. And maybe I'm tripping. But I know he's 16-0, undefeated. But, like, look at these wins. Here we go. Devin Clark. Dustin Jacoby. That's a good win. But by decision. Okay, here we go. Ready? Alonzo Menafield. Congratulations. A lot of people have. Brenson Ribeiro. Not Brenson Ribeiro. He literally just got finished last night in the Apex, right? And Alexander Rakic. Oh, you beat Rakic. He literally got dropped by a jab and went like this. Don't hit me. Bro. I think Azamat Murzakanov's record, like the fights he have, are really overrated. Not overrated. I just don't think they're that good. Like a single jab to Rakic and he quit, covered up and just Alonzo Menafield, everyone knocks out, and Brenson Ribeiro is just a bum who's I think I saw it. He literally has 9 fights in the UFC and he's been finished in 7 of them. And now he's been finished in 8 of them. So, and then Paulo Costa, the only reason I'm giving him a chance to win is because of this last fight against Roman Kopylov. He looked really, really good in that fight. I thought he looked pretty damn good in that fight. I thought he did really good in that fight and beat Kopylov, who... Did Kopylov lose at that point? Can I somehow go to this page? Hello? Okay, I don't know how Tapology works, man. I'm sorry. I think he looked pretty good in that fight. Before that, he lost to Strickland and Robert Whittaker. Those are not bad losses. Well, the Whittaker one's not great, I guess, because he's kind of on the downfall. Luke Rockhold a long time ago, 3 years ago, and then lost to Vittori, but that was 4 years ago, but that's still pretty bad. But I think the only thing giving me hope, giving me like, oh, this is going to be close or might be good, is because Costa's beat Kopylov if he was coming off the 2 losses. Otherwise, I would not be as close, but it's the fact he beat Kopylov and looked pretty good in there striking-wise and dropped him a couple times. And it's just the fact that his resume is not like that great. Like, Rakic is a good win, but it was the fact it was just a basic jab that made him quit. And then, like, Ribeiro and Menafield and Jacoby's decent, but I don't know. Not a crazy... yeah, I'm going to go with Murzakanov. But I'm just saying I'm not going to be surprised if Paulo Costa somehow does win, because I feel like Azamat is a little overrated until he gets a real like even like Paulo Costa on his. I know I'm saying Paulo Costa has a chance to win here, but even like Paulo Costa on his record wouldn't be that great of a name. You know what I'm saying? He needs like a Magomed. He needs a Jiri. He needs a Carlos Alberg on his record to make him like look pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that's a lot of yap. Do I know what I'm talking about? Not really, man. Not really. I'm just going off of what I think and what I'm seeing and what I've seen. You know, I don't know everything. All right. But anyways, yeah, Azamat Murzakanov in the co-main event because Jiri, Josh is out. Main event: Jiri Prochazka versus Carlos Alberg. I see one guy on Twitter saying, Carlos Alberg, man, you got one job. You got to finish this guy. That's the only guy I see online that's rooting for Alberg. Probably, except for probably his gym, right? His gym's like backing him, obviously. Everyone wants Jiri to win. I want Jiri to win. Everyone wants him to win, and he has to win, man. He's so good. He's so entertaining. And I think, yes, he might be losing this fight. But to give him 5, like the Khalil one was scary, man. Lost to both rounds to Khalil. When did he finish him in that round? Doesn't say. Finished him in the 3rd round, and you're only giving him 5 minutes. You're giving him 5 minutes, and you're like, you gotta finish him here, man, at this point. I think with the 2 extra championship rounds, Jiri will find the finish. Like, even if he's down 2 rounds, down 3 rounds, I think with the extra 2 rounds, he will find the finish, and he will finish Carlos Alberg. Because Kennedy Nezekchuk, or whatever you say his name, is the only loss that Carlos Alberg has, and he finished him. So he is finishable. He is able to get touched on the chin, and I see Jiri finishing Carlos Alberg. Like, and here, let me just quick little. I'm not gonna try and yap too long because I think it's pretty clear most people are picking Jiri, and you probably already watched a bunch of videos talking about Jiri winning and all his accolades. I'll do a quick thing. Khalil Roundtree knocks him out. Good win. Jamal Hill knocks him out. Decent win. Obviously, his 2 losses to Alex. Rakic finishes him. Ground and pound. Right? And I know I just said all that about Murzakanov, but Jiri actually, like, knee hurt him. Beat him up good. And actually finished him compared to Rakic going, alright, I don't want to fight anymore. I'm going to cover up and just sit here after you jabbed me. Holy piss, look at those percentages. Anyway. And Alberg, sorry, let's go to Alberg. Beats Reyes, which, fair enough, he's chinny, but you beat him. Then a decision to Jan Blachowicz, bro. Like, such a boring fight. I've never watched it back, but I remember it being boring. Another crap decision to Ozdemir. Like, who, bro, like, how are you taking these guys to decisions? Knocks out Menefield because Menefield literally is a dummy and ran straight into him. And then Du Wongjun subbed him. But I just think, like, he should finish Jan Blachowicz. He should finish Ozdemir. He should finish these guys and win it. But he's going to boring decisions. Not even, like, exciting, clear wins. Close, boring fights. People thought Jan Blachowicz won that fight, dude. And so, just his style of being boring, dude. And I just think Jiri's going to be able to catch him at some point. I don't see, as I said, Jiri might be losing rounds, but I see him getting the dub eventually. You know what I'm saying? So, that's the main card. That's the whole card, sorry. Damn, so many fights fell through. Anyways, recap. Going with Charles Radtke, Kevin Gastelum, Chris Padilla, Lupita, Godinez, Mateusz Gamrot, Randy Brown, Aaron Pictogram, slimed out. Sorry. I just wanted to say that to... Anyway. Cobb Swanson, Johnny Walker, Curtis Blaydes, Azamat, Murzakanov, and Jiri Prochazka. Those are my picks for UFC 327. Oh, we've not been doing good on picks, man. Not doing good picks on picks, man. Let me look at this. Let me quickly pull this up real quick time. Holy piss. Let me just quickly do this, bro. My picks have not been that great recently. Actually, my London picks were pretty good, but obviously I think well, not obviously, but you may have seen my Seattle predictions. They were pretty trash. I got literally 1 out of 7 right on the prelims, and then 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got 5 right, 7, 8, 9. So I went 5 and 9, not great on Seattle. And then this week, bro, I was literally rooting for Azamat Bakov and he lost. And this is a banger fight, dude. This one's sick. Anyways, I literally went, I got 1, 2 right, 3 right, went 3 and 4, 4 and 4, 5 and 4, 6 and 4, 7 and 4, 8 and 4, 8 and 5. Okay, so I didn't do too bad on predictions last week either. How did I go against Moicano, man? Actually, if you want to know something crazy, real quick, just to end up this video, there's this guy, bruh, and he draws these dumb straight lines. He draws these lines on these fighters, and he's not gotten it wrong, dude. He literally drew a straight line on Mario Bautista. He won. He drew a straight line on Justin Gaethje. He won. He drew a straight line on Oliveira. He won. Straight line on Kevin Vallejos. He won. Straight line on Movsar Evelev. He won. And then, like, the crooked line's on always the loser. Then he posts this, and he's like, oh, Joe Pyfer's got the straight line, and Izzy's curve. Joe Pyfer wins the fight. And then he does this. Moicano, the underdog. Everyone's counting him out. I was counting him out. Puts a straight line and a curvy line on Duncan, and Moicano wins. So, we're going to see on Friday who he puts the green line on. And if he puts the green line on Jiri, I feel like whoever he puts the green line on is going to win. Genuinely. He only does it for the main event. So, whoever puts the green line on, dude, it's like he's going to win. It's crazy. Hopefully it's on Jiri, man. Because we all want Jiri to win. So, that's that. I'm going to end this video. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And if you haven't seen it enough here, move out of the way. There's that real quick time. Beautiful, eh? All right. Deuces, boys. Deuces.